VINCENZO'S Go Crypto Investing, where you like, subscribe, and share for a one-of-a-kind, company-made computer software trading probability-based trading alert, technical analysis, and company philosophy, as I'm your most trusted source for blockchain technology, head cryptocurrency breaking news, and coin updates here on YouTube and in the cryptocurrency sphere, as old Vincenzo has brought back truth and, most importantly, integrity back into the trading sphere. And you can see here, matic. I always somehow seem to erase the one that I have my beautiful drawings on with matic. Matic had a very nice pump. Maybe that one is in here. Oh, matic USDT. There we go. Matic had a really nice pump to 91 cents, right? And if you want to trade this volatility in the cryptocurrency market, you can trade over here with old Vincenzo on Bitget, right? It's got all kinds of nice things. It's a good site. I do some trading on there, right? You can use my links down below. Bitget partner link / Vincenzo up to a $4,500, depending on deposit requirement, if you want to trade all this volatility like in matic, right? And we had a subscriber talk about matic a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about, I believe, when matic was down in here somewhere, that we had two areas to watch for matic. We had this 84 cents, and then we had the $1.05 at the 200-day and the daily time frame down there. And you can see now we've had a great recovery in matic after we came all the way down and hit the mean of the volume. You see that? This is the mean of the volume in matic, where all of the volume's been traded down here. And you can see the buyers were waiting, because when the coin came out, that's where all the volume was, and then it got lighter as the price went up. But you can see the buyers were waiting where they should be. See that? And that mean actually moved up a little bit. See that if you're over here, the mean's way up there. But if you take the whole history of the coin, the mean's down there. Kind of cool, right? And it did actually bounce up all the way to this upper resistance that we were talking about. And this was the high point that I thought it would get up to, about the $1.05. It hasn't got quite there yet, because that was right where this dirty little candle sticks its neck out. And we were talking about last time, right? You had a big open area to run and a big open area to run. But then this little sneaky candle right here, there's a lot of heavy sell pressure. And then you see this, all this sell pressure, right? So I felt like it would get rejected there. But could it trade up higher to the next supply zone, maybe up into here? Because they like to do more than you think. It's possible. But there's a lot of heavy sell pressure up there. That's why I thought this $1.05, but right where the 200-day is, would probably be your top end potential. And then the $1.19 is the top end of that candle. And I believe that's as high as you would get before a bigger fall on a nice bear market rally. That's actually been a phenomenal rally. I believe it just pumped 60-70% over the last couple of days. And again, if you want to trade this volatility, use my Bitget partner link. It's as simple as going over to, and there's been about 12 or 13 beautiful people that have already used that help support the channel. And if you want to use my partner link, you just simply go to here. You can see the beautiful mushrooms, right? You come down here, Bitget partner link / Vincenzo, and you exclusively with my link, you get up to a $5,000, depending on deposit requirement and other little bonuses they give you to start trading, right? If you use my link, and you can do all kinds of different things there, and trade this volatility. and matic, as you can see where it's at. And then you can see Bitcoin's up here at its, we've had this upper target up here at 26,000 and change for quite some time. And that's this old wick down right here, all the way up into the supply zone that we were waiting to see if we could run up into. And right now we're up at this upper resistance and we're trying to break above it. But the previous two times you've gotten up here, you got rejected a couple of times there, and then you got rejected here. And now we're in a similar area to you shoot up, finally past this, get over the 50-day moving average, and make a run to the 100-day moving average up there at about the 26,000. And you can remember that this target, we built this target on, actually we need to go to the daily time frame, based on, if we go to the 2 hourly, based on what we were doing here, right? Let me get back here. Remember when we had this over here? But now you can see it's traded much, much longer. But we had this, and then this, and then this. That ended up being an elongated head and shoulders. But if you do that, you do a targeted move, which I still think if this breaks out, this could be valid, because you could just say this is more of a triple bottom, right? And you would do that, and that gives you a targeted move up to about 26,000, right? And we've been watching out for that. But now we got to see if this consolidation, we've held on the 50 here. You can see when we came up, came down to the 50, came back up, got rejected, came down to the 50. Now we're coming back up. If we can continue to build this base here, you can break over that and make a much, much bigger run, even though this is a rising channel, which I believe eventually is going to break down. And I eventually believe this is going to break down all the way to here to the $11,000 mark and fulfill our $13,336 target that we've had here since the Bitcoin price is at 63,336. And I believe this is just another consolidation. But I could see a way to where this one could, on an oversold rally right now, as the dollar tanks a little bit, maybe come back up into the supply zone. Because if we look at the dollar, you can see the dollar's had a harsh reversal since it had that big blow off top last week. You can see I got markings there from the Fed, but you can see we had this big reversal as we were trying to break out of this rising wedge. And we know rising wedges are bullish continuation patterns with bearish reversal patterns at the top. And you can see we had a harsh reversal from the top last week when we were at 108, just over 108. And now we come down 2.5%. And at current price, we're down about 2%, right? So that's left room for the stock market to come up a little bit. You can see the Dow Jones is up 1.5%, the NASDAQ 1.41%, the Haysine Index in China 0.75% in IKEA, the Japanese up about 0.75%, and you can see Amazon up, Google up, and then the Teslas are up, the Microsofts up slightly. The stock market, the individual markets have been going up more than the stocks, but even the gold market has been able to stabilize a little bit today. You can see gold's up a couple dollars. The mining stocks have been fluctuating. GPL is up 5%. B2 Gold, it's been up as much as 1 or 2% today. Some of these have reversed as the day's gone on, but you can see some of the gold sectors stabilized a little bit. Oil's coming up a little bit, right? And that's all going on because the dollar is retracing. And you can see if we look at some of the Bitcoin news, you can see U.S. stocks have early thrust. Study shows Bitcoin adoption as emerging markets on the rise. That's bullish for Bitcoin, right? Polygon price explodes by 60%. And that's what we were talking about with matic a couple weeks ago when our subscriber wanted to talk about it, that matic could have some upper end potential. Bitcoin breaks above the 106-day resistance line. Next would be, somebody will say it broke above the 107-day, right? But that's what's going on in the Bitcoin price. If we look at XRP, it's getting rejected a little bit this morning, and you can see we're coming back up to a supply zone at 37 cents, and that's major upper resistance right there. And if we can break above that, we've had these upper targets. Let's get rid of this one. Got too many there. We've had these upper targets. Let's get rid of that. Move this up here. The white ones look so much better. We've had this 50-cent upper resistance, 51 cent, which is the bottom part of this white support box, and that's a major upper resistance zone and a supply zone. If we look at our volume indicator, you see that right there. So that's how we know that's going to act as major upper resistance if we trade it up that high, because eventually, let's get rid of that one. We still have to hit this, let's put a new good white one down here. We still have to hit this 19, 20 cent target that old Vincenzo's had with XRP since XRP was way up there. So in your short term, you got a 37 cent short term upper resistance where you're at now. You've made a few attempts to try to break by it. After you can see you've gotten supported off the top part of this orange support zone, and the orange support zone is the last line of defense to the shithouse. Where when you're coming down to it, you would expect to get bounced off it initially, right? And then eventually it's going to fall through it and it's going to act as resistance. But on a shoot to the upside, the 200-day, just like matic, is up here in green. And this is where I would expect you on an upper end potential to get rejected at about 50 cents, if that is indeed the case where this wants to go. But we got to keep staying above this white support zone, and we got to stay above the top part of the last line of defense, and to continue some of this bullish action in this bear market. So that's what we're looking at in XRP. XLM is the same thing. You can see we've actually had a pretty good bounce here in XLM. We're at upper resistance right now. If we zoom in to the minute time frame, you can see we actually got over that support zone. We're sitting on the 200-day and the minute time frame. But if we go to the 15-minute, see how we've been bouncing off of since we came down to lower support. We come up, we bounce off the 200, bounce off the 200, and the 15, 200, bounce off the 200, bounce off the 200. So regionally right now, what I would look for in XLM is a retest of this lower support, this descending yellow line, right where the 200-day is. And if you can hold that like you've been, then you can continue to kick up and continue to push up in this bear market rally. And your first major upper resistance is up here at the old supply zone up here at about where this green arrow is pointed to. And we've just been moving this price out into the future more. At about 14.3 cents is your major upper resistance on any kind of big pump from where you're at now would be the spot where I would think you would have some first overall resistance. Like, subscribe, and share to Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing. More updates to come today. We got an exciting day and show for you. I'm not on the boat today. I'm in the Vincenzo compound. And you can see our program director, Tiny, was basking in some sun before some clouds came over. And that's what we're going to continue to do, bask in the cryptocurrency today. Peace and love. Peace and love.